One of the strangest parts of my job is not being able to enjoy a game because I can't root for the team that I really want because one or more of the handicappers at the site have a monster play on the other side. So I don't really get any sheer enjoyment out of watching the game, even though I don't have a vested interest in it. Case in point, yesterday's game, New England and Baltimore. Just about every single handicapper at the site that had a play on the game, in fact, every handicapper at the site that had a play on the game in terms of the side, all on the Ravens. None bigger yesterday than Scott Delaney, one of the charter members of this site that I created over 12 years ago now, had his first ever 200 dime NFL playoff release on the Ravens. But he wasn't the only one, guys. I mean, yesterday, you also had Craig Davis, who had 100 dime NFL winner number 40 out of 59 going and 14 out of 18 on the Ravens. You had Brian Rosica, 50 dime play on the Ravens. You had Anthony Red, 80 dime play, number 3 in a row on the Ravens. Now, yesterday in the video report, I told you that I thought the best of the two NFL plays was Seattle, and that I also leaned toward New England. But I thought the way to play that game with the Patriots would be using a two-team teaser, taking Seattle down to like 5.5, 6 points. At the time, the line was only 11.5 when I did the video report, and taking the Patriots, a 7.5 point favorite, down to 1.5, because as I said to you in yesterday's video, the Patriots, if you believe like I do, will not lose this game. How can you not play them in a teaser? So when the Ravens are up by 14 points yesterday, I'm going, well, I am overjoyed for guys like Delaney, for A-Red, for Rosica, etc. But I'm not real thrilled for myself right now because, listen, I like to win these complimentary plays. You're investing the time to watch the video report, and you know that I do extremely well with these complimentary plays over all these years I've been doing these videos, and even before then, when I simply used to write them up on the site. So Delaney, I don't know where he was yesterday, but he was not around anywhere that he could watch the game, and he was just getting scores based on our mobile platform, our scores and odds section. So I'm watching the game, and I figure, well, I'll start texting him, and suddenly New England starts to come back. And then another strange thing happens. Then it's like, well, I want New England to come back, but I don't want New England to do that well. So sometime early in the fourth quarter, I said, it would be really great if the Ravens lose this game by 3 or 4 points and the Patriots make all the teaser players very happy and everybody else gets Baltimore plus the points. And, well, you saw how it turned out. Ravens took the 31-28 lead. My God, they were knocking on the doorstep there with 6 minutes to play. I really thought they were going to punch it in. They didn't. It came back to haunt them. Patriots marching down the field, getting the touchdown. And then the Ravens, oh, my God. I am texting nonstop to Delaney with the last 2.5, 3 minutes of playtime. Because, the Ravens, as they're moving there, and I'm going, oh, my God, on that 4th-and-1 play, guys, you have got to get the first down because I cannot afford to see New England suddenly take control of the ball. And even though they could have run out the clock, advance it. Who knows? Maybe they kick a field goal and screw everybody up. Maybe they get a touchdown. Stranger things have happened. So they get the first down. I don't get that second down play going for it all. It was a poorly thrown ball. I just don't get it. I mean, you are picking apart that tired, overextended Patriots defense. You had plenty of time on the clock, and I understand you're in play action. You had the advantage against the secondary at that point. I don't see the point in going for it all. So, anyway, I gave you Seattle. I gave you New England. Seattle as the teaser. But all the guys here won. Congratulations, of course, going out. As I said, the biggest of them all, Scott Delaney, who was coming off the big 100 dime winner on Friday night, which you got on the Wizards, laying one by 18 points over or 16 points over Chicago, a play that you got for $34, saving $75 off the regular price. And yesterday, he happened to be the half-price play of the day, so props going to him. And FYI, not only has he won 11 of the last 15 days, but $10 bettors have now made a little over $9,000 the past 9 weeks following his betting strategy, over $6,500 the past 15 days. So props going out to Delaney, who, by the way, I cannot tell you how much I ended up texting yesterday. And I type like 140 words a minute, at least. I'm even faster than that. When I'm on a roll, God knows. But texting, I'm sorry, I am not 14 years old. I cannot text like kids. I don't understand how kids just text, 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 and they don't even look at the damn screen. I mean, I am literally all thumbs. If I do over 20 words a minute texting, amazing. Anyway, we move on to today's card. You know, the the Seattle Carolina game also kind of backed up another point that I always make to you guys. 99% of the time, you do best by betting the favorites early and the underdogs late. And case in point, yesterday was that game. You know, when I did my daily video report early in the morning, pretty much every place, Seattle was an 11.5 point favorite. Boom, 12, 12 and a half, 13, 13 and a half. You know how that game ended, right? We got the interception, right? If you were on Seattle last night, we took the 21-point lead. Carolina comes right back, marches down the field, makes it a 14-point game. And I am immediately scrambling through and going, nobody in their right mind waited till 5 minutes before kickoff to bet this game. Why would you? Again, 99% of the time, bet the favorites early, bet the underdogs late. Okay, today, let's talk about Gabriel DuPont, who, as I speak to you and do this video report early here in the morning, he has not updated his site, but he texted me exactly what he has going today. So I'm going to tell you, because Gabriel DuPont is going to be the half-price play of the day release, just like Delaney was yesterday. And what has Gabriel DuPont done for you? Well, yesterday he cashed in with a 30-dime winner, Panthers and Seahawks over. $10 bettors have made $8,000 the past 6 weeks, okay? And of course, last Sunday he had a 30-dime total as well when he scored with the Bengals and Colts going over. Here is the deal. Gabriel DuPont has gone 11-3 over the past 6 weeks with 100-dime max wager releases. 11-3. And in that 6-week stretch, he went 4-0 with NFL 100-dime plays. The most recent one, pardon me as I look at my phone here and read his text, the most recent one was, the final week of the regular season, back on December 28th, when he gave you Arizona as the road dog, getting 5.5 at San Francisco, and they lost by a field goal. Today, he's upping the ante. First ever 150-dime play. He's had a couple in the NBA, couple in baseball, never has had one in the year and a half that he has been a member of this site in the NFL, but he has one going today. And again, keep in mind, 100-dime max wager plays. He's won 11 out of 14 since the beginning of December, including 4 straight in the NFL. And this play today is 50% stronger. And it's the half price play of the day simply by using coupon code GABE, G-A-B-E. Gabe. It's as simple as that, G-A-B-E. Also today, all your other promos, etc., can be found over on the homepage. Quick congratulations going out to Shawn Michaels, who cashed in with his 100-dime winner last night on Seattle. The winningest handicapper at this site, when pro and college football combined over the past 5 years, has now made $10 bettors, a little over $30,000. And props going out to Matt Rivers. Matt Rivers yesterday skipped the playoffs. He had the third ever college basketball blank check wave the rating game of his career. How easy was Davidson? Davidson, a 14-point home favorite. They were coming off a loss at VCU, right? They've only lost 3 games this season. VCU, Virginia, and North Carolina. They crushed St. Louis last night by 35 points. Now, that's a blank check wave the rating game. And you got it for $22, saving $77 off the regular price. Today, he's doing it again. He's taking a pass in football. These blank check plays in 11-plus years, again, as a charter member of the site, he is 15-6 in all sports combined. He's never had one in the NBA till today. Game goes at 3 o'clock Eastern time. It's Washington and Atlanta, just as strong as last night's playing on Davidson by 35 over St. Louis. And just like yesterday, you get it for $22, saving $77 by using coupon code MATT, M-A-T-T, his first name. I don't know what the other handicappers have that are available. Go check out the homepage and you'll see all the promos as usual. Now, my best bet today, as I told you yesterday, I didn't like either one of the NFL games really. My best bet is going to be on the late game between Denver and the Colts. Let's talk about the early game, though, Dallas and Green Bay. Undeniable. Packers just a machine this season At home, just like the Cowboys were a machine this season on the road. Both teams going 8-0 straight up in regular season play. Cowboys going 7-1 against the spread on the road in those 8 wins. The Packers going 6-2 at home in those 8 wins. And really, as I pointed out going into last week's game against Detroit, the Packers only had 2 bad first half or 2 bad halves of football in 8 regular season home games. Their season opener, they struggled in the first half against the Jets, and of course, in that Monday night game, they struggled in the second half against Atlanta, blowing a 31-7 lead. Last week, they jumped out to the 14-0 lead against the Lions, and then Aaron Rodgers re-injures the calf injury, muscle, whatever you want to call it, the strain that everybody was calling it. And now we, of course, have found out since then, since that regular season finale, that in reality, he's dealing with a slightly torn calf muscle. That ain't easy. When you consider how little mobility he had in the final 2 games of the regular season, especially when he came back after leaving the game against the Lions briefly because of the injuries, yes, he did scramble for 1 yard to get into the end zone for that late touchdown for the Packers, but he didn't move around in the pocket. And that's what makes Aaron Rodgers what Aaron Rodgers is. I mean, and this guy was simply phenomenal at home this season. And 8 regular season home wins there, 25 touchdowns and no interceptions. Now we got the Cowboys. Did they play well last week against the Lions? No, they didn't. Maybe it was butterflies. Who knows? But they certainly stunk up the joint, got the favorable call going in their direction, or we should say the non-call. And I'm looking at the Cowboys in this particular game, and I'm seeing this price, which has come down from 6.5 earlier down to 5.5 now as I do this video. And I'm thinking, if there is one team that in this playoffs that's going to challenge Green Bay at Lambeau, it's going to be the Cowboys. They're not going to back down. Listen, last year at home when the Packers rallied for a 37-36 win in Dallas, Packers defense couldn't stop Dez Bryant. 11 receptions, 153 yards, and 1 touchdown. Tony Romo and Dez Bryant are better this year, and this year they've got DeMarco Murray, and you know what a boon he has been to that offense. I just think this is going to be a high-scoring affair. You got a number sitting at 52 points. I like Dallas plus the 5.5 points. I like the over in the game too. So those would be my selections there. Once again, Dallas and the over in that particular contest. Now, let's talk about college basketball here today because I think there's some interesting games. I see Tulane as an 8-point favorite at home today against South Florida. South Florida is coming off a 58-44 home loss to UConn. They had 7 field goals in the second half of that game. They were up early by 8 points. It was like 13-5 at one stage, and then UConn just totally destroyed them. They have lost 8 of their last 10 games. Tulane, meanwhile, is coming off a 64-56 loss at home to Temple after winning just a few days earlier outright as a 12-point road dog at Memphis, 74-66. Tulane, 11-4, the 4 losses coming against Temple, Wake Forest, St. John's, and Washington. Nothing to be ashamed of here. This South Florida team is not even in their league. Theoretically speaking, you know what I'm talking about. So I like Tulane to rebound in this particular spot. And that'll do it for today. I've got the one college basketball freebie for you. And as I told you, I like Dallas and the over. And if I had to tell you which one I shaded more, I would lean toward the over in that particular contest. That'll do it, guys. Best of luck to you all. Remember, check out the homepage for all your promos. And I will talk to you again on Monday. There's that little game, Oregon, Ohio State, something, championship, something. I don't know. We'll talk to you then. See you guys.